Hello YouTube and welcome to Cue Balls Reef. Today I'm going to show you some unboxing and how I dip my corals. So let's get started. Alright, well, let's see what's in the box first. So I ordered some corals. Actually, I didn't order. Won these on eBay. Thank you, Worldwide Corals, for having their eBay auction pretty much every weekend. And I tend to keep an eye on all those sales just so I can see what's going on. First thing in the box, nice little advertisement. Reefapalooza is in Orlando this year. And as always, some instructions from Worldwide Corals about dipping your coral, how to place them. Dipping instructions are on the back there, so it's always nice of them. And of course, some of the best packing that I've seen from any of the online coral places. So we're going to cut this bad boy open. Now what I'm going to do once I get these out is get them tank acclimated. So I will be dropping these into my tank for about 15 minutes, let them get temperature acclimated. Alright, so in the box we've got one heat pack. That should keep everything nice and toasty, especially here in Pennsylvania. And we've got a bunch of bags. The nice thing is they're all kind of packed in one big bag and then each individually wrapped on the inside. So I think what I'm going to do is just drop in this whole bag to get them temperature acclimated. It's been about 15 minutes since I had this in the sump, letting them get temperature acclimated. So we're going to get these guys out of their individual bags and into my handy dandy little Rubbermaid here. Now the dip I use is Coral RX. I've been using that since I got started with corals, and it has done the trick for me, so that is what I use. So you don't need very much. Luckily I have a bunch of these. When I order coral from Fish Effects, he always sends out a little container of dip with every order, so that's nice to Travis. Alright, first guy we've got here looks like one of my Monties. This is the green Monty. So I'm going to use the water that they sent for the dip. And then once I get them dipped, I have a little container of water straight out of my tank. Now, some people will cut these off the frag plugs. Me personally, I leave them on the frag plugs for a little while. I want to see up close and personal what's on these guys. So I watch them. I have a frag rack that you'll see. I leave them on the frag rack for about 2 to 3 weeks. Here's another Monty. This looks like the blue guy. Small frags, but for the price I paid, I'm not going to complain. Yeah, what do we got here? The C3PO. Probably can't see that too well in that bag, but here's my Zoas. Some pretty big polyps already, so that's good to see. That's my red Monty cap. And lastly, my Starburst Monty cap. Okay, so here we go. Everybody's in the dip solution. Looking happy so far. So what I'm going to do, I take my handy dandy turkey baster here and swirl this water around. Take some water and kind of blow each frag plug. I want to see if I get any pests to come off of these guys. Generally from Worldwide Corals I don't, but there's always that first time. So I don't take any precautions. I dip all my corals. Some people will say that this is creating more stress on the corals. You know, I don't know what to say about that, because I'd rather them be stressed for a few more minutes than introduce anything into my tank that I'm going to regret later. So, especially with all these new Monties I got, I want to make sure that there's no flatworms or anything nasty on there that can spread to all my whole tank. So we're going to do this for about 10 minutes. Again, not really doing much here, just kind of gently blowing each frag with my Coral RX, seeing if I get any critters. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes in the dip, so what I'm going to do, I take each one of these guys, give them a little dip in the fresh tank water just to kind of rinse them off, and over into the frag rack they go. And there's one. Okay, so everybody's in the frag rack, looking nice. If I can get this thing to focus, which it's not going to. Yeah, Mr. Snail there, hitching a ride. There we go. So everybody nice and happy in their new little holder. Like I said, I'll keep these guys here for a couple weeks just so they get acclimated to the lights. And I will be moving this all the way down. I keep it all the way down at the bottom, just to, you know, so that the corals don't get burned by the light. And then I'll slowly move it up to give them a slow acclimation to the light. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I do with my dips. Nice shot of that Starburst Monty. Pretty excited about these, especially for such a good price. Thank you eBay and Worldwide Corals for having their little sale every week. Alright, if you like what you see, hit that like button, subscribe, send me any comments below. This is Cue Ball. Catch you on the next one.